I'm going to show you the easiest way to grow potatoes that doesn't require any digging at all. You won't need a tiller for this. All you need is a tarp, compost, and straw, and something to mark your rows. Be sure to get your tarp over the spot you plan on planting a month or two in advance. That way it will kill all the weeds and grass and you'll be left with this beautiful topsoil just like this. Now if you don't have a tarp, or if you didn't plan ahead, you can always just get a weed whacker and cut down all the grass until all you're left with is the topsoil. Now I need to mark my row, and I use the corner of my hoe and I drag it across the surface of the soil, and that creates a small little trench, and that's where I'm going to place my potatoes. But first, I want to fill in this trench with compost. If you don't have any at your house, go get some from the store, find a farm that has some, and simply fill up your little small trench here with compost. Now it's time to plant your potatoes. I had a bag of Nature's Promise potatoes sitting around the house, and as you can see, the eyes have already started to sprout. If you decide to cut your potatoes in half or into quarters, be sure to keep an eye on the potato you're going to plant. I ended up cutting most of these potatoes in half. After you have your potatoes all cut up ready to go, I place them 8 to 12 inches apart, and I place them right on top of the compost. Now I only had enough for 2 rows here, so I had to go and buy some more, and then I finished out the other rows later on. Now this is why you won't have to dig your potatoes up in the end, and that is by using straw. Be sure to get herbicide-free straw. You don't want any herbicide on your straw. I've been through that, and that's just going to kill your plant. You're going to do all this hard work for nothing. I put a thick pile of straw right on top of the row of potatoes. I ended up just spreading the straw everywhere in between the rows of potatoes, and that's going to help prevent weeds from growing in the future. I added compost on top of the straw to help keep it in place, and this will also help feed the plants throughout the season. After that, I gave it a good watering. You can see where the straw and the compost, everything settles right into place, and you're pretty much done after that. You just gotta sit back and watch it grow. I filled out the rest of the rows with Kennebec potatoes, and I did the same process on this side. This is what it looks like 3 to 4 weeks later. You can see all the little spots where the straw is coming up, as right where the plant is sprouting out. Let's take a closer look. Kind of see like right here. We'll just pile it up. And underneath you'll see the potato right there. And you see where it's sprouting. You got some good life right there. And you just have a bunch of these all coming out everywhere. Here. But you can see the weeds right next to it where there's no straw, and just see how thick that is compared to what's inside the straw there. Not a whole lot of weeds. It's working out good. Just keep on watering them and checking up on them. And in a couple months here, we'll have a bunch of potatoes. This is what it looks like 5 months later. And if you were to drive by, you would think, wow, Cody really let his garden get away from him. But once you pull back the straw, you see there's potatoes everywhere. And they're all sitting right there on the surface. So there's no need to get a shovel out and dig these up. You just simply pull them right out of the ground. And that's what I'm going to do here now. Well, that's the end of this video. I'm going to continue gathering up these potatoes and place them down in my root cellar. If you're curious about building your own root cellar, check out my recent video of me building mine inside of my crawl space. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Have yourself a great day. Before you leave, check out all these potatoes I got out of the very first row.